This is the Horsepower Hour.
Yes, hello and welcome once again to the Horsepower Hour, the most interesting podcast that Coyson Masterson is on. Speaking of Coyson Masterson, F. Coy Forticus and Masterson Jr., Senior Esquire, Duke of Earl Grey, is here in studio today. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing superb. Excellent. I just came off of a 3-day jury duty. So that was super awesome.
I told you how to get out of this.
And I'm sure you could tell us all about it, but you're not going to because there are laws and violations.
Oh, no, there's not.
Not anymore.
There's not.
No, it was canceled because there wasn't. Turns out in a civil case, when you're suing someone, you need like evidence and things. So,
Right.
like you can't just go, this is the amount of money I think they should give me.
Yeah.
And then the judge and everybody be like, why? And they're like, because. And they're like, okay. Thank you for wasting 3 days of time. I don't even need to let the defense argue this. Bye. So that's what happened. So it was good. But luckily, I only got, instead of working and making money, I got paid like $10 a day.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Did you get lunch benefits too?
No. So I spent my $10
bastards.
I actually am in the hole because I was, in a downtown area. So I was buying tacos and coffee and shit.
Do you know how much better our country would run if politicians got paid that same way? Like, here's your $10 a day.
We
wouldn't have to have term limits. We wouldn't have to worry about.
They would want to leave.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't have to worry about Nancy Pelosi being worth $250 million while she's being a politician. You know what I'm talking about?
Here was the tell. The judge, at the end, the judge came in and let us know that we'd all wasted our time. And then we're all leaving. And I'm like, so my money, do I go ahead and go across the street to the courthouse and snag that? And she was like, and starts walking into her chambers. I'm like, no, I want my $30. Like I did that. And she's like, just thought it was hilarious.
You're just a comedian.
Yeah. I was like, no, I wanted the money. So I hope they mail it to me.
Put it in my hand.
Dude,
I don't know, man. I don't think you're going to get it. Hey, we're getting off in the weeds here. I need to introduce our second chair.
It's not.
Or third chair, actually. That nasally, gravelly. When I was trying to introduce the show and you just heard this. That was the one, the only. Jake Jaden, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good, actually.
Are you going to talk like the maddest shit while we're doing our podcast like you did in a previous podcast I was on?
Maybe if the wind blows correctly.
If he gets his phone out, the comments start lighting up. We'll know what's happening.
Well, Jake,
my twin might pop up and start talking shit.
So, Coy, please continue.
So I just wanted to point out, the security at this courthouse situation was amazing. So we couldn't go in the courthouse to do court because COVID things. So they rented a building across the street from the courthouse, and then you would show up, you would go in the courthouse, go through security to the desk right behind it. After I went through the metal detector, get a little thing that said, I went through security, leave the building, do whatever you wanted, and then go across the street. And then if there was a dude around, you'd be like, oh, look, I went through security like
I did this
some time ago.
Was it like one of the Wonderland tickets that you got that with the numbers on them, like the raffle tickets? Say, look, I actually went through security.
No, it was literally like construction paper, and the lady would just write the time and sign it and hand it to you. It was bad. Like you could easily forge it. And I was just like, if I parked my car here, which I'm not because they gave me a parking pass for a parkade 6 blocks away.
Sure.
But if I just wanted to park it here and fill
they
it
also gave you a bus pass. So don't be ungrateful.
That's true.
That's hard work.
I think that's for money. If you live in town to ride there, not to ride from the parkade to the courthouse. But
well, that's unfortunate.
Either way, basically at any point when I leave the building, I could just go through security and then literally walk to my car if I parked it closer and just load up on all the weapons I want.
I was just say, pull out your 9s.
Yeah, just go in
AR-5.
I looked over and the bailiff was actually asleep at one point. He's like, and the elevator dinged and he like one eye popped open. He kind of looked around. I was like, oh wow, I feel so safe. I'm glad when these guys lose their case, they're not going to come back and kill us all.
That's a tactic Devin is in the comments. Devin McCracken says, "Happy birthday." Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that.
Hey, Devin.
I am 21
I'm
years
waving
old
right
now.
I lost my arm in a jury duty accident.
Jake, have you ever done jury duty?
No, I'm pretty good at coming up with reasons to get out of it, so I never had to.
I thought
As jury duty is, as he also takes care of his family.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was coming up with good reasons to get out of it because it was a medical thing. So like, hey, have you ever had a doctor do a medical, malpractice against you? And I'm like, absolutely, yes, I have. And then they're like,
he's guilty.
Do you have anybody in your family in the medical field? I'm like, also, yes. See, I'm bad for both sides.
Perfect.
And another dude was like, I'm bipolar, so probably won't want to pick me because I'm crazy. And I also have a shirt on with a full-on nude chick on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some geniuses up in there, just like we do with this live stream. Benjamin Allred says, I can finally drink beer. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that.
We will see you tomorrow. And for those, as you hear this, you will be able to find us on the Off-Road podcast.
Oh, I'm not the only one.
I never did that, but you've made me that way by screwing it up so many times. So we will be doing
it
that
on purpose. Aaron, if you listen to this, I don't do it on purpose. I have a brain injury. That's my excuse.
So we'll
just
be
dragging that thing.
We'll be
out,
over there tomorrow. So
just drag it out there.
Bringing it for everything it's worth, buddy.
Try to squeeze blood from a stone. I swear to God.
We actually have some stuff to talk crap to about Aaron this week instead of Ben.
Ooh,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna like it a lot.
Well, let me tell you something. Ben has been extraordinarily active in the Horsepower Hour group, which we appreciate very much. Facebook.com/group/the Horsepower Hour. If you want to come and join that group, we got a ton of fun stuff going on. Even people with other podcasts post in there. That's how good our fucking group is. Do you realize that?
Well, I found out their off-road podcast is actually competing with us in followers on our pages.
Damn,
so that's a thing.
If their show has less followers on their page than ours, that's a bad sign.
That's rookie numbers. They need to bump those up.
We literally are rookies. This is episode 15. What episode are they on?
Well, they opened their page, I think, right like after ours, to be fair. But yeah, so let's find out. I haven't checked, but I think we are actually ahead.
Oh, no.
I think they're playing catch up.
I don't want to play this. This isn't a fun game. I don't want to play this game.
They can't blame COVID.
They declared themselves arch nemesis rivals. So that's on them.
Listen, they're still posting in our group, and I want to thank them for that. I want to thank you guys out there for tuning in. I want to thank you for telling a friend about the show. It really is what keeps us going.
Ben says their group was started. Yeah, they started theirs like
a
month
after ours.
So we're a month ahead of them. So
I don't know what these guys,
our lead.
These guys have some amazing merch over at the Off-Road Podcast.
Oh.
Our merch store is down. First of all, I want to thank a lot of people for buying the shirts that we were making. As a matter of fact, Jake is wearing our Apex Predator shirt. And it looks fabulous on you, by the way.
Thank you,
that
sir.
Distressed. I like the distressed look. It looks just fantastic. I love it.
It looks really good.
We're bringing the merch back. I've got a brand new shirt that I'm actually very proud of that I want to introduce on the merch store. But again, our merch store is down, so I'm just trying to work all that shit out. But we will have something very, very soon, and I'll have some links up for you guys. And it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to go through and change the links in all the past episodes. I have no idea.
As Ben said, I don't think they have any merch, but they have sponsors that you can buy stuff from.
Fair enough.
Unlike us. So.
Listen, I've been wanting a 4x4, an off-road podcast shirt. Fuck. I've been wanting an off-road podcast shirt, so he needs to make it happen.
Well, they'll send you a sticker if you,
say nice
participate
things
in their show hard enough.
Well, good. I'll just iron it onto my shirt. That's fine.
Perfect.
Jake, we need to talk about your projects, dude.
Oh,
namely because we have one of them parked in my house.
Well, you said it was an option, so I chose it.
And honestly, Corianne doesn't mind it. She kind of likes looking out there at it. She thinks it's cool, like lawn art.
It would be great lawn art, but it's going to be functionable.
Functional.
Functionable.
Yeah.
This is Jake.
That's kind of like a irregardless. Type
this,
thing.
Yeah.
This is Jake terminology.
Bone apple teeth. So, so what is this project you have parked in my house?
So I acquired a 1940s Chevy Coupe Super Deluxe, and it's got a G body Chevy front frame extension, and look, levitating.
For those of you not watching the live stream, but you're listening to the podcast, please do feel free to come over and check out the live stream, facebook.com/the horsepower hour. YouTube, we aren't big enough to have youtube.com/the horsepower hour yet, but you can easily find it.
Because where else are you going to get to see Jake and Coy with
Magic
green opera gloves on?
Nom appendages.
Yeah, I lost my arm, so now I'm mentally levitating my whiskey to my mouth.
You lost your arm and nom. All right, so please continue. Tell me about your 1940 coupe.
So, and it's got a Chevy 10 bolt in the rear, which is questionable. But so what I decided was I'm going to make it pretty versatile rig. I'm going to make it for a gambler. I'm going to make it for a drag car, and I might even take it out drifting a little bit. So I've got a lot of work to do, but I'm throwing an LS with a 5-speed in it, and it's got no windows. It's basically a pile of rust, and we have dubbed it officially as the Patina Colada.
I love that name. That is such a genius name.
If you like patina coladas
and breaking down on the road.
If you're not into reliability,
then I found the right rig for you.
If your engine throws codes.
If you like staying up till midnight.
Trying to get your car ready for the race.
Darwin Bonk joins from YouTube. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button, bud.
Yes, please and thank you. We appreciate that.
Slam that button.
Speaking of YouTube, so I recently did an ad for Ford. Did I tell you guys about this?
Oh, it was a mint. Oh, it was so good.
That's up to 700 views, which while that doesn't sound like ultra impressive, that's still pretty impressive for just making a video and a week later having that kind of view.
Whoever's watching this, if you
with
haven't seen it, you need to take the time to watch it. It is worth.
Well, let's just go ahead and pull it up here, shall we?
Yeah.
Let me get this thing set up. Hopefully the sound comes through. I'm doing this kind of impromptu, so we're going
live.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
We're fucking doing it live. Let's do it.
775 foot-pounds of torque, probably. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, if our math's right.
Lightning in the background.
It's a non-stop thrill ride, a pure, clean energy that'll give you more smiles to the gallon than an Amsterdam wet nurse. Oh, yeah, and it's a Ford F-150. The all-new F-150 Lightning is probably the quickest truck we've ever built, with what we assume to be the highest torque figures of any F-150 ever. Every F-150 Lightning battery pack is mined from 22,000 pounds of dirt and infused with the soul of the child miner that ripped it from the ground with their bare hands. It's got a front. Heard that right. A grown man that said front. It's got enough juice to power your whole house for 3 days and charge up your pain waste Prius. Remember Edison and Topsy? This baby can electrocute 2 grown elephants, still have enough left to get your snot-nosed crib goblins to school while towing a new boat. Tesla who? Rivian what? Sorry, we don't speak little girl tea parties. The all-new, all-electric Ford F-150. Oh, boy. Well, there you go. That's my Ford commercial. I can't imagine why they didn't want to run that commercial. Why did they stick with Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, the Ford F-150 Lightning commercial that you redubbed was amazing.
I think it's a little bit better, in my opinion. Here. Well, I have the sound off, so we're okay. Yeah, so only people who watched the original Ford one, I feel like probably got what I was trying to do with the whole, it makes 770 foot-pounds of torque, maybe. It's going to have the most horsepower we ever had in F-150, probably.
Don't know.
It's because in the one that they released, the actual, like, this is the new Lightning with Bryan Cranston, he kept saying that. He kept being like, it's targeted to make this horsepower. It's
Nobody
targeted
really
to make
knows.
this. Yeah, exactly, because it's all pre-production shit.
Yeah.
They don't have one made. They can't actually test it.
Yep.
And boys, a frunk.
Yes. That just sold it.
Why didn't they call it like a front payload area or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
FPA.
A front access payload area.
Yeah.
It's a fat.
A secret. I would just go secret compartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest secret compartment, because a lot of cars have always had secret compartments. You know, they weren't really secret, but in the forums and stuff, they'd call certain compartments secret compartment if it was a hard to get to, or you had to kind of own a car for a while to know where it was at.
I remember your Buick Delta 88 had a secret compartment. You could actually reach up and stuff things into the headliner.
Yeah, that one had one. S2000s, they have a jockey box in between the seats, but if you open the jockey box, push a button at the top, there's actually another box at the top that doesn't
really
look like a box.
Ooh.
I didn't know that.
They called that the secret compartment. Yes, so where the windscreen goes between the seats, that piece it's mounted to is actually the lid to another small little jockey box. But it's hard to tell. So
spaces on spaces.
They were called the secret compartment, and I think they should have called this a secret compartment.
And hey, I just want to shout out to Christopher Scott and Allen. He's in the comments. Good friend of ours, been a friend for a long time. One of these days, we're going to have Chris on the show so that he can stumble his way through the old stories.
Yes, absolutely.
It looks like Christopher actually shared that to the Tesla group.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's savage. That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
That's what heroes do.
Yes.
So here's the problem with that ad that I put together. I had too many people that thought it was real. Like they listened to the first two things that I said, and then they cut it off before I said Amsterdam wet nurse, and they were just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, it's an EV, fuck them. And I'm like, no, dude, you have to watch the rest of the video.
It was hilarious because I'm sitting there going through Facebook, and I've got ads for different like pages for auto and stuff like that, and every time I see one that's associated with, it's showing the new commercial, I see in the comments and he's like, oh well, you should totally check out this commercial, this one's much better. I was like,
I've been pumping it.
Yeah, dude. Savage.
Listen, we need some views on YouTube. I love everyone on Facebook.
Yes.
I do appreciate you being here. I always appreciate you being here. But Facebook is not Facebook. Okay, how do I say this?
Facebook is evil as fuck.
Well, right. YouTube hates their users. Facebook actively tries to fuck their users. Like it's a little bit different.
Oh,
you know?
No, YouTube has disdain for their users. Facebook is trying to experiment on and do evil, like evil mastermind, CIA, mind control stuff.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Do you honestly think Mark Zuckerberg would do that? How dare you, Coy?
He is a saint, sir.
Coy, Forticus, and Masterson. This is Mark Zuckerberg. How dare you?
Your second eyelid is blinking. The sideways one that's clear underneath the reptile eyelid, you keep blinking it. You need to stop. It's freaking me out, Mark.
This human suit, it is very uncomfortable.
Super itchy. I get it. Yeah.
Do you like smoked meats, Coy Forticus?
No, absolutely not.
Like smoked meats.
I believe it.
I like to make smoked meats.
I just say, I know that just looking at you
children, Coy
I'm
Forticus,
honestly
Sin Masterson.
Not sure how to answer this. I feel like you already know, though.
If I know that you have children,
these are rhetorical questions.
Would you like to succeed in my platform? Bring me your firstborn child.
So just looking at you makes me uncomfortable. Just your visage.
I have a smoker, Coy. I like smoked meat.
I am even more uncomfortable now talking with you. I didn't think it was possible to be as uncomfortable as I was looking, but now talking, I found out somehow I'm now more uncomfortable.
I should have had a buzzsaw sound queued up because I want to be like, wife, come in here. And I just want to make like a buzzsaw sound. All right, listen, we got some news to get to, and then we got a couple of segments to get to.
Let's do it.
First up, Fisker, known for the Karma. They are going to be building a new Pope Mobile. Do you want to see the hilariously bad, clearly photoshopped prototype photo?
I think we all want to see this bad photo. All of us.
And Aaron Samuelson is in the comments. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Birthday yesterday. Congratulations. You're finally 21, my friend.
Yeah.
Can I say my whole beef with the Pope Mobile? Like all Pope Mobiles?
It's got to be fucking.
That just got a pedophile in it?
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but I mean, the thing is, you're the free leader of what is one of the most powerful religions, if not the most powerful religion in the world, right?
Oh, and the leader of a country within a country that literally has no legal recourse.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, yes. But I mean, I'm just the Pope Mobile itself. Like, if you're the Pope, you're God's prophet or whatever you want to call it. You are just under. And apparently the all-powerful being you worship cannot protect you from bullets when you're outside.
Sure, yeah.
So you surround yourself in glass.
Yes. Very thick, bulletproof.
So
what if
does
it
not
was
lead me to choose to follow the God your I'm just saying he can't protect the most powerful of you. I'm gonna get into the bottom of the food chain here on the Pope Catholic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to do the Hail Mary and the cross thing.
It's spectacle, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Yeah, that's something like that. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. They always say it too fast at dinner. I don't even know what they're saying.
All right, listen, Coy, you've been a very bad boy. I'm going to need you to say 10 Hail Marys and go and wash the Pope Mobile.
Just saying, maybe he should just stand there
and trust God.
Glass around him.
Yeah.
And trust God. Yeah, like everybody else is supposed to.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not particularly religious, but I'm just saying it does send the wrong message. It's kind of like when the dentist brushes my kid's teeth with bubblegum toothpaste, and I'm like, maybe mint. I feel like is bubblegum good?
Yeah.
And the dentist is like, no. And I'm like, so why are you brushing their teeth with something flavored like it? And she's like, well, they like it more. I'm like, well, yeah.
Now they're just.
I'm not trying to teach them to enjoy bubblegum. I'm trying to teach them to take care of their teeth.
To that point, they really should have like cat litter flavored toothpaste, because they don't want, realistically, you don't want your kids coming back. Anyways, so if Coy was an assassin and he was trying to kill the Pope, he would just assume that it's God's will.
Yes.
Well,
that's what I'm hearing.
Is, why is someone assassinating the Pope?
Yeah, he's.
Well, that's a good question.
Why is it? I mean,
maybe they
free radicals.
I'm just saying, if he's touched that many children, maybe he should get assassinated. I don't know. Maybe.
What if it was God's decision to have that, bullet take him out so he can actually meet him in the afterlife, but they have stopped him with that bulletproof glass?
See, I got a comment here. Did JFK trust God? LOL. I don't know, but
he was not Catholic.
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. He probably should have. The United States have killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Clintons. I'm sure the Catholics have as well. But I'm just saying, they're not asking other people to trust in God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're asking us. They're asking for money. It's different.
I mean, one good thing is wherever JFK was going, he got there in a hurry. Like there was no suffering. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways,
here's today, gone tomorrow. So,
Mobile.
Yeah, this photo, I laughed so fucking hard when I first saw this photo. How bad is that? It looks so bad. They literally just edited that out. They took like a photo of, the goofy looking Citroen. Isn't it a Citroen or a Renault that he uses as a Pope Mobile now? They literally just cut like the top half off and then photoshopped it badly onto the back of their new Fisker SUV crossover kind of a thing.
So is the Pope Mobile, is it like just a bulletproof glass box for him to wave from?
Yes.
Or is it like full on like the president's limo where it's got, 900 horsepower running flat tires and
10-inch thick wide doors,
armor. It's got like Iron Man stuff going on,
locks down
rays.
Well,
it's got death rays in it and such.
So according to this article from Autoblog, where they directly reference Fisker is working on designs. They're actually showing photos of them showing the Fisker Pope Mobile that they're building for the Pope. It looks very different, by the way. It's like a half bubble. Look at how little of him is actually sticking out.
Yeah.
This is a tank turret, boys. You can't see the Pope. How is the Pope gonna bless you from this?
He's in there with a 50 cal super soaker with holy water going.
Please let there be like a joystick remote pressure washer on the top that you can just spray holy water.
Yeah.
All of you are blessed.
Everyone's blessed, but from over there. Stay away from
stay
me.
away from us. That's his COVID mobile.
Dude,
I see the drawing of it and how he's presenting it to the Pope, and I see like a little kid and his mom saying, "Look at what I made for you, Pope. Look."
honestly, could this be any uglier?
No. It looks like a pop-up Vanagon van, the pop-up campers.
Yeah.
Has that look.
It's for
But
bird
with
watching.
glass.
The Pope Mobile is not going to be good looking, period, because you've got the Pope standing encased in a coffin of bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
And you know what? To your point, Coy, how is this thing going to handle? The Fisker SUV is going to do much, much better than the little front wheel drive.
Oh yeah.
Rice grinders.
I'm just saying, what happened? You got the bulletproof glass, good. So after it gets shot 3 times and you see the spider web cracks on it, this car needs to get out of the way.
How's it going to do in a high-speed pursuit?
Does it pop up a smoke bomb and start disappearing in smoke, so you can't take that next shot?
Does it do that super lame European siren where it's like beep,
beeper,
and you see the Pope like in there? He's trying to hold on for dear life, fucking yakking all over the windows, getting car sick.
That would be that needs to be in a movie now. Like the Pope's just like getting slammed around like the BMW films with Clive Owen.
Yes,
like the Madonna one where she's just getting thrown around
to that song. Woohoo!
Yeah, like you see that thing catch air and you see the Pope like floating up at the top, rope
going over hills. He's just like, ooh.
You see his hat come floating up by him. You're like,
his rosary beads just start falling apart.
You see him just straight down out of the box.
Boom!
In slow motion, he's like, Mamma mia. This looks goofy as fuck.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to talk to him. We're done at this point. Like, it doesn't even stick up that high. I don't think he's even going to be standing.
Do you think he really cares? He doesn't care.
No, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
Darwin says could look like an oversized fishbowl stuck on the top. That would be better than what they've drawn up here, honestly.
This just looks like a clear Lego. And he's just stuck inside it.
I like the is it a trailer behind the car? That's what they should do.
That would make more sense.
It would. Yeah,
Could
like the circus when they used to have the trains, like, oh, look, we brought a bear or a lion.
I hate to say this, but imagine like being the driver and not realizing what's going on behind you, and the Pope has a heart attack and he's dead in this glass coffin back there, and you're just driving along like, hey, wow, everybody's really fired up. Wow.
Yeah, they really like the Pope today.
Pope. That would be. I'm not saying
he's like banging on the glass, going.
It does kind of beg. Well, we won't go into assassination methods. I'm just saying, like, you could turn this into a fishbowl for a little irony. I'm just throwing that out there.
Full of water.
That passed by. I'm just saying, if we just had him in there, get him wave, and then just fill it with acrylic plastic, like the clear kind.
Get him to freeze there,
and then we just drive it around.
Yeah, just frozen in time.
And do you think the Pope's really in it? We got holograph technology now. They're building a glass cube. He just has to stand in there and wave and look nice.
From the comfort from his Pope office, or he's just sitting there doing.
Or is he just sitting in his desk with a on a like Zoom call, basically waving at it?
They just put a big old TV in the back. It's like, here he is.
He's literally got a hooker in his lap, and he's just like, here you go.
Well, you mean like a Vietnamese prostitute or something like that? Something a little younger.
Well, obviously.
My other question is, why don't people try to assassinate the Pope more often?
It seems kind of like an impossible task since he's in a bulletproof casket.
But if he comes out and talks to people at Vatican Square and stuff
that's
like that, that's a clear shot.
If I take him out in the Vatican, which is his own country, and then I flee, do they send me back to the Vatican to get prosecuted, or how's that work?
No, I think they just kill you.
Yeah, I'm actually waiting for the Vatican Special Police to start knocking on the door. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Like, I'm just saying, there's a reason why the Pope would never visit Portland. It's because he'd be shaking hands, and then he gets stuck with a needle filled with HIV blood. Some homeless
meth.
Dude would be like, here you go.
Yeah, there you go. Let's just hand them out.
Enjoy it.
It's got meth in it, too, so now you're wired.
Try some of my holy water.
I'll show you God.
Did he really drill a hole in that case and piss into it? Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Where did a homeless guy even get a Makita drill? We don't know.
I actually want to go through a bunch of the ways I'd like to assassinate. I mean, sorry, not the way I'd like, but I see different.
The way you could.
The way that
the options that are available.
That you could assassinate someone even though they're in a bulletproof case with this car, but we're not going to. And it has nothing to do with explosives under manhole lids.
No.
Anyhow, moving on.
Instead, we're actually going to talk about...
flipped?
We are treading water here, boys. We're treading water.
I really don't. I hope the best for the Pope.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I wish
he's a
all
great
the
guy.
best. I'm sure he's not fucking and then killing and then eating children.
Yeah. I hope the best for him and if the Clintons.
It would be super
Yeah.
weird if he was drinking the amniotic fluid from babies. Like that would be odd
Yeah.
and weird. And I don't think he really does.
No, I don't think so either. Just real quick, I am a little curious what would happen if the Pope announced that he had information on the Clintons.
Oh, well, that's one of those unmovable
Rocks.
impossible
Unmovable
force
force.
things.
Yeah, that would be an epic battle.
I'm guessing the Clintons jet with them in it would crash into the Vatican.
I feel like that's one of those movies that like it has to build and build and build, and this is this explosive thing.
And in the end, we're all like, what
What?
happened? I'm still confused. So let's go through our next article.
Yes.
All right, we got our
Speaking
top 5 of the week. You boys ready to do this?
Let's do it.
The Horsepower Hour presents this month's top 5 of the week today. And this month's top 5 of the week today right now are the currently available JDM cars. As a matter of fact, not just JDM cars, but cars available for import into the US. So it's 25-year rule, right?
Yes.
So we're at
Yeah.
1994 is now the year acceptable to import cars and not have to go through the whole rigmarole of crashing 3 of them to prove that they're
Mhm.
safe and all that other stuff. Yes.
So
Yep.
before we jump into this, what
Yeah.
year is it that we hit before you no longer buy new cars? You just import them. Is it like once we can import in 1996, 97, and then we're done buying new cars from then on?
I don't know.
Are you talking about personally or as a country?
No, it's like us in this room.
Us in this room.
Like,
ooh,
once
yeah.
I can start just importing right-hand drive, Supras
Well,
and
so Coy, you
RX-7s.
need
After
your
that,
FJ.
there's
I need my truck. We're trying to live the farm life.
Yeah.
Jake, I feel like, is in a much better position because Jake makes money flipping cars and doing JDM stuff and working on shit. I'm not saying you make a ton of money, Jake.
there we go.
but-
Okay.
Yeah.
Context.
Yeah. But that is an interesting thought. That is a very interesting
I'm just
thought,
saying
Coy.
you still buy a Ford truck or whatever, but I mean,
Yeah,
but what's
the daily drivers and the race cars, do they come from America anymore? Once we're past the midway point here, once
Mhm.
we're on the downhill side of importing crappy 90s compact cars.
Well, let's start thinking about this. So, I mean, I was talking to Andy Lilithal from Warren Winches the other day.
Yeah.
He's a super JDM head, which I
From,
love.
Crankshaft Culture as well.
Oh yeah, Crankshaft
Mhm.
Culture as well. That's a great group as well. I love that group. So he was talking about how he's really, really been wanting Mitsubishi RVR, and especially the RVR HS. I believe it's called the HSC. It's the Turbo Sport. It's super rare. They only made it in 1997. It's a really hard one to come by. But the RVR turbos are basically just an Eagle Expo, aren't they? Eagle Expo.
I believe so. Yeah.
Which is that little minivan thing that basically had the same frame, the same underpinnings as the first gen DSMs. So they're actually pretty
Oh.
easy to swap to a turbo all-wheel drive. Well, these RVRs, the Turbo Sport model, were turbo and all-wheel drive. They are essentially a first gen DSM,
Oh, wow.
but they look like one of those ugly little minivans.
Yeah.
It looks like an Expo.
nice.
And when he was showing those to me, I was just like, oh shit, I could drive one of those. I would drive the shit out of one of those.
And
Mhm.
are those 7 passengers?
I don't think.
Not American passengers, but you know what I mean?
So like 4 of ours.
like 1960s people.
Man, I don't know. I don't think they have a third row. I think it's only 2 rows.
Are they only 5-seater?
But either way, it doesn't really bother me. I would love to show up at the track with one of these. Here's the thing. I wouldn't leave it stock. I'm still going to have to like find and buy an Evo and buy all of its underpinnings, which is one of the reasons why I'm very happy that these are available to import. the Mitsubishi Evolution 4 is now up for import.
Land Evo 4.
The emperors are going to take over
town.
Oh boy, Initial D. Wow. Initialize. Okay, we're done with that.
Come back when you get a better car, kid. I don't race 8.6s.
But the Evo 4, I mean, is that not one of the most iconic Evos?
My personal favorite.
Yes, I agree.
Like if you just let me pick one, I think I'd go 4.
Mm-hmm.
I love the 4. I love the big fog lights in the front.
yeah.
Big round fogs. And wasn't the 4 Tommy Macadin edition?
3 and 4, I
3 and
believe.
4?
Yeah.
So obviously I need to pick me up a Tommy Mac edition Evo 4.
And the Tommy Macadin edition has the anti-lag system installed from the factory.
Nice.
It's got heat-treated Inconel exhaust turbine blades, so it can handle the anti-lag. It's very trick stuff. Oh, very trick stuff from the mid-90s.
It's so something American would never get.
Oh, of course not.
Something for you, Jake, the Toyota Chaser.
Oh, nice.
Ugh.
Remind me again, this is the Lexus LS series?
I believe so. My buddy John would know more than I. He's a big Toyota fan.
If you guys know in the comments, let us know.
Yeah,
I'm
let us
pretty
know.
sure. I'm pretty sure the Soarer and the JX 100 chassis. I'm pretty sure that's the LS 300 and 400.
Yes. Don't quote me on it, but I believe
it sounds right.
Yeah,
right?
It sounds right.
They came with a 2J and
2J, 1J.
Yeah. 1G.
The one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 1G.
Which I thought was a cool motor, but
Yeah.
they're not great and they are expensive, and so skip them.
Yeah.
The Chaser and then obviously the Soarer is going to be in there as well.
Of course.
The Soarer is a 2-door. It's going to be the SC series, the SC 300 and 400.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't like those?
I just tomato. We got Lexus here.
Oh, the Nissan 180 SX Type X Nismo.
So,
bro, tell me how much this is going to cost to be imported.
$50,000. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, sorry, the cost it would to import that. I'm assuming these are pennies on the dollar in Japan.
Oh yeah.
They're Japanese
but
Mustangs for all intents and purposes.
Okay, but they're not Mustangs over here. I mean,
you import them for $5,000 and sell them for $50,000.
We're going to see them at 15. I mean, that's going to be just a 10 grand markup. Boom. They'll sell them all day.
Easy.
Day.
I've already seen some that have been imported that go for 20.
I mean, I get wanting one of these if you're a Nissan guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd love to have one.
Be really cool, but
well, Chris Nowlin's in the comments and he's talking about the Nissan Pulsar GTIR.
Those have been around for
didn't they start in 1990, I think.
Yeah, I've seen those on already imported.
Yeah.
So,
but that's a bad mamma jamma. I mean,
the hatch
down right there. That's the one.
Listen, stock for stock,
GTIR N14.
Yeah. Stock for stock, these were faster than the Skylines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Power to weight.
Their transmission, if you soup them up, like 1 more horsepower, the transmission.
Boom.
Also, yes, that's fairly common for some of these vehicles in the 90s. Q Mazda. Toyota did it right. The Toyotas, and speaking of Toyotas, the Celica GT4s, the ST185s, I like. The ST205s in a GT4 trim package.
Stop it. Just stop. You're making me so hard right now.
Bro.
Easy.
I want one so bad. You don't even know.
Every
so
time
bad.
I look at those 4 little round headlights, it makes me want to burn this motherfucker to the ground. I love those. Love those.
Well, and the good news about those is those transmissions can handle 1,000 horsepower easy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in the 3S GTE, people always talk about, they're kind of finicky motors. Well, what horsepower range are they finicky at? 500. Oh, okay.
What? A turbo 500 horsepower 4-cylinder turbo is finicky? Surprise.
Listen, it ain't exactly a
reliable.
K series, but you know what? Oh my gosh. You want to talk a boner alert. A ST205 with a turbo K24 swapped into it.
You would make so many Toyota files angry. It would be worth it, though.
Yes.
They'd be angry in my rear view mirror because I'd be making 1,000 horsepower.
Yep.
The Daihatsu Midget 2, man. This is about the ugliest car I think I've seen this past week.
Yeah. You know what that needs, right?
I didn't even know this
An
was
LS.
a
That
car.
needs an LS.
I didn't know this was a car. See, I know you're an LS guy. I see something like this and I go, I'm going to put a rotary in it.
Right. You just hear that at the track.
I can just see it pulling up with a Bridgeport,
that looks like it's literally one seat.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So normally these K cars are around 600 cc. They're usually 590, 600, 660. I mean, that's the typical size. The dirty little secret that nobody wants to talk about is the 3-cylinder K cars, the Japanese K cars.
Yeah.
Whenever they're 600 cc or 660 or even just a little bit below that, that's just a generation of that Suzuki turbo 3-cylinder. It's not always turbo and it's not always dual overhead cam, but it's some variation of that, right?
Yeah.
You know what this has? This has a 305 cc 3-cylinder.
Wow.
Makes 30 horsepower.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure we could upgrade that.
That needs for the listeners, this is a golf cart, more or less, a covered,
it
closed door
but
golf cart.
it's a road legal golf cart.
I bet those aren't road legal here. I bet you can't get that.
You don't think so?
So the Honda Carries and whatnot, those are incredibly difficult to get road legal, at least in Oregon, maybe other states, but
interesting.
They will not license those here for
the Carries. Those
they look like a tiny Isuzu tow truck.
Yeah, the little flatbed things. Yeah,
I love those. By the way,
those are
I
adorable
love those so much. Now this next one,
the Renault Sport Spider, that is an amazing looking vehicle.
That's beautiful. I
don't know why these weren't more popular. And didn't they make a crazy Renault in the United States that was a similar one, but they only sold like 200?
I don't know.
I don't remember them selling something like this in America. I know Renault made the Clio V6.
Yep.
And that was a ridiculous. I mean, it was a race car. It was a cup car right off the bat. It had a V6 put in the back. Think Ford Fiesta Show.
Wow.
Yes. Or excuse me, Festiva Show. That's what the Renault Clio V6 was. The Renault Sport Spider, I believe, is a mid-engine and all around just a completely different car. I think this is a far cry from anything else that Renault was making at the time, and it is gorgeous.
That is
It is a beautiful car. The factory roll bar in those are just amazing looking.
Yeah,
they're not super powerful, but they're just great. I mean,
but they probably don't weigh anything. So
they weigh 2,000 pounds.
Think of this like a Lotus Elise type vehicle, which is probably why they didn't sell well. As I imagine,
it's
Lotus Elise came on.
It's probably
about the same time in other countries,
and they only made 1,800 of these worldwide.
And it's probably almost as wide as it is long.
Right.
So I love it. I want it.
That scoop on the side, love it.
I'm skipping a few of these because they're ugly and stupid, and I don't want them. The Mitsubishi Legnum VR4. So this is legitimately an Evo 1 with a station wagon body on top of it.
I thought that was the Galant.
Well, Galant VR4, first gen DSM, Evo 1, and actually 2 are pretty much the same. Yeah.
Potato Badildo.
So this looks a lot like the Accord wagons,
which is
94 Accord wagon. Very similar.
Which is awesome for sleeper.
Has an crazy amount of power.
Oh,
and
you know what?
These are a V6, aren't they? These are. These are more similar to the GT3 or the 3000 GT VR.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I screwed that one up. They do make a wagon version of the Evo, but it's not the Legnum.
Okay.
Yeah. These are awesome. I want one. They are very similar to the Galants. I want one.
Nearly 300 horsepower in one of these.
Yeah.
That would just crush. Coy is over here. Well, he was looking excited until he yawned.
Yeah, no, I very much so want one of those. Toyota Starlet.
This is the shittier front wheel drive versions that they made later, but still.
If these had been in America, these would have been right up there with the Civic EG hatches and stuff. I mean,
100%
these are honestly maybe better in some ways. They're raced and tuned and built in other countries other than America. I was
gonna say, don't they use these for oh crap, I can't remember the name of the race.
I'm pretty sure there's an actual like spec race with these in Japan where it's just Starlets. It's like the Mazda spec races, but it's a Starlet spec.
Can we just agree right now, please? Toyota in the mid 90s, early 90s, mid 90s, they were fucking crushing it.
Oh, they were on par. It's one of the few major car companies that I enjoy all the way up till the 2000s. Other than that, everybody else I think is garbage.
what we're talking about here is, because I know that they made some of these Starlets in turbo all-wheel drive versions.
Mhm.
We're talking Mitsubishi and Subaru. This was kind of the heyday for them. The Evos, the WRXs,
Yep.
the STIs, the version 1 STIs, version 1, 2, 3 STIs. Toyota was producing stuff like this. And while it might not be held in the same regard, I mean, they were really stepping their shit up.
It is pretty crazy when you think about, like, the WRX came to America, I guess, and kind of introduced us all to all-wheel drive performance that we hadn't seen before,
Mhm.
and started crushing here in the racing
In the-
world and
yeah,
stuff,
and the rally and everything.
and the rally. Whereas, like, Toyota, like the All-Track Celicas and all that stuff had been around forever.
Yeah.
Like, it blows my mind that nobody else jumped on the all-wheel drive boat when that happened. Like, I mean, why couldn't an all-wheel drive Celica had just came out right when the WRX did and been side by side with it?
It's my understanding that the ST-185 Celica GT4 did not handle that well.
Really?
Not on
No,
pavement. No.
Not on pavement. No. It was literally a rally homologation car.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know it was a homologation car, but
the ST, no, I know you do, but what I'm saying is, I mean, that doesn't necessarily translate well all the time. You know, this is a time when, right around that same time, Ford was making the RS 200s. Yeah. And so if you wanted to go fast and then burst into flames, that's what you would choose over a Toyota, right?
Yeah.
You have the Prestige, you have the Provence, you know.
I'm just saying,
if you die in it, you don't want your family to be like, oh yeah, he was driving his Toyota Celica. He died in a Celica. Oh, it was a GT4. Oh, cool. Which one was it? ST-185. Oh, shit.
I get it that the Celica maybe didn't handle as well as the WRX. But if it had came over with already a fairly proven turbo, the 3S GTE, that motor,
Mhm.
I mean, we're in America. The drag racing Celicas that we would have saw if they had mass produced those,
Oh yeah,
it would have been insane.
The first thing we're going to do is
Crazy
throw a bigger
insane.
turbo on.
Yeah, we would have just been
bigger
immediately-
injectors.
Yeah, eventually there would have been a 900 horsepower Celica just launching, you know.
Because can't the 3S GTE kind of compete with the 4G63? I mean, it seems like they're kind of similar as far as like power output and upgrade capabilities. You get what I'm saying?
I would imagine so. I would say, if not, I don't know. It would
I mean,
be pretty even.
If you talk to the MR2 guys, obviously they like them. So I mean, there's plenty of ridiculously high powered MR2s running that motor. So I don't see why it couldn't have. I'm just surprised that, as well as all-wheel drive took in America, no one else jumped on that boat.
Yeah.
And sailed into profit with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do want to talk just real quick about the Nissan GTRs, R32s, R33s. Obviously, the R34 not legal to import, at least easily, yet in the United States, but you are starting to see some R33s. Where do you land? Do you stick with the R32 or you go R33?
I don't know. The R33 is a tank.
Yeah, it's big.
It is a tank.
It is not known for handling well.
No.
But it's supposed to have more horsepower. It's supposed to have the better motor, right?
Yeah, depending on the one you buy.
I prefer the R32.
I do
just
too.
Looks wise. It speaks to my inner JDM fanboy much more.
3 for me. I
Really?
prefer the R32.
No, honestly,
okay.
R34, love it, and I understand it's the best. All things being equal, I may just if I were a collector and I could only pick one, I may pick a 32 over a 34. I know that's weird, but I do like the 32.
Yeah, a 2-door 32 GTR, you know, gray, or that blue like Godzilla was. Yeah, perfect. I mean, other than that, everybody and their brother's going to want an R34. Yes, it's going to draw a bunch of attention, everything. But they're going to be so ridiculously priced. I mean, they're already 100,000.
Yeah,
and they're not even here yet.
Right. Well, for the special edition ones like the Nismo Vs and stuff like that. Did we have a Nismo edition of the R32? I forget now. I think so. I think there were a few special editions in Japan only, because I've seen a couple of people saying, oh yeah, I've got this limited edition one. They're trying to sell it for 40, 50,000. But I think that now that we're here and the R33 is starting to make their way in, I do hope that impacts the price of the R32s, because I'm a super GTR fanboy. I have to admit, like, I don't. Obviously, I'm not like rolling around wearing GTR shit. I'm not driving an R35 or anything like that. But if I were to have my dream garage for JDM stuff, the ST205 Celica GT4 would be in there. The R32 GTR would be in there. A handful of other vehicles, probably a Mazda 323 GTR, just because I'm still a Mazda fanboy.
Yep.
Now, riddle me this. We roll up, we got the gray, we got a white, and we got a blue. And you're going to import one. And then I say, hang on a second. I have the holographic Signal Auto purple as well. I slide. It's not an actual Signal Auto car, but it's the same paint job. It's aftermarket. We don't know what color was underneath. It's good paint, though. I roll up with that holographic color change, Signal Auto, GTR. Do you go for that? Because I'm gonna go out there. I immediately am taking that one.
Yeah,
flat out, no hesitation. I'm like, paint's good, done.
Yep, I'm taking
that one.
I'm taking it, and I'm just gonna be ultimate fanboy. And I'm gonna do Signal Auto decals.
I'm
and
gonna
everything.
go full Signal livery,
full Signal, and because I was actually at Formula D when they brought that car over and was doing the GTS and was doing drift events in the at Evergreen, and saw that car win one of the I can't remember what it was, like 08 or something like that, and they ran into him and just kept going because he was D1, so he could handle that, and he's just like later, and just kept going and ended up winning and I was just that was the one and probably only last time I was super excited at FD. So yes, that would be mine. We would have to play fisticuffs, Clay. And I'm not gonna fight clean.
We'll arm wrestle for it. I don't know why there's certain colors of cars, even if they didn't come factory, but that becomes the color that car should be. And R32s for me, there's two colors: the Pennzoil, yellow and black GT or JC GT 500 car. That's my like hardcore race car version of that car in my head. That's the only way I see it. And then the street car version is the Signal Auto, also hardcore race car, but for some reason I have that as my streetable.
Oh, geez. Okay, that makes sense.
I am almost positive one of the factory available colors was like a British racing green, but obviously they didn't call it that. It was like, British loses too often green.
I know exactly. Yeah. I just can't remember what it's called.
That would be my color because it's understated. Nobody's going to look at it and go, well, you're a racer because you're driving this purple car. No offense, guys. No offense. But ideally, that's the one I would take. After that, I would probably do black. I think I would do black with some gold wheels. Not gold, bronze.
If I was going R34, I'm going black.
Yeah.
I'm going either black or white. But if I'm going R32, I'm going that prismatic purple or whatever it is.
All right,
you wouldn't do the signature blue R34.
I like that color. I don't care for it on the
R34.
I like on the R34. I like the black and white ones.
Is it? Go back to initially. Wasn't the Grim Reaper a black R34?
It's hard. Some of the colors in Initial D are hard to say. I think it might be a dark gray or silver.
Oh, okay.
I honestly thought the MRS in there was white this whole time. I Googled it for some reason. Turns out that's a silver car. And then I rewatched it and I'm like, I kind of see it, but it still looks white to me. So I don't know.
It's a real light silver. Coy doesn't see color, and that's the beautiful thing about him. Listen, boys, I think it's time to move on to our Olaf. Are you ready to do this, Coy?
I'm ready.
Overland is fuck! Our Overland AF today is something that Coy came up with. What do you got here for us, man?
So this is a 1964 Rokon Trailbreaker.
Wow.
Now, you don't know what these are if you're listening and just, I said this. When I explain, it is the two-wheel drive beast motorcycle in the back of every Popular Mechanics magazine that you saw as a kid. Now you'll remember it. They're a chain drive, two-wheel drive dirt bike motorcycle. I don't know. They have kind of 3-wheeler tire looking thing going on.
Yeah, big like tractor tires.
Almost
Yeah.
tractor tires. Think Yamaha big wheel Honda Fat Cat a little bit.
Mhm.
I've seen newer renditions of these, but this old one is amazing.
Are
It's
you
much
kidding
better.
me? That's actually both wheel power.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you can
That's
see
nuts.
in the first photo, you can see the chain going to the back, and then in the second photo, you can see the chain going to the front tire.
Wow.
Now, here's another tidbit about this that you might like. Look at those wheels. Weird, huh?
Yeah.
Those are hollow, and they can either make the entire thing float, or you can fill them with fuel or water or something.
Oh yeah, I remember
Uh-huh.
that.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like filling them with fluid isn't going to balance them very well.
I'm pretty sure the top speed is like 25 miles an hour.
Unless they're filled with fluid, and then it's 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's probably less. I've heard these are unstoppable. I've never ridden one myself. I've heard they're dangerous as about you can get in something that you ride on. So
Wow.
Is that a gear shift lever?
yes, it is.
No.
But
Really?
Look at it.
Dang.
That's awesome.
I don't know how many speed these are. I think they're like a 3-speed.
Oh my goodness.
And
That-
look at the drive. The drive belt's a V belt.
Wow.
That's got
That's
one of those.
that clutch, the snowmobile clutches.
Yeah. Trail Breaker for sale. Amazing off-road machine with legendary torque. Rokon made 2-wheel drive motorcycle since 1958. This is a Mark II, early example Mark II before the company became known as Rokon. Interesting. It's got a 3-speed transmission. It has a Chrysler Super B 2-stroke engine, Ducati front drum brake, and 15-inch hollow wheels for backcountry use. Pros: recently put on new chains, rebuilt the carb, replaced a belt, spark plug, fuel line filter. It's tuned up. 5-wire primary guard is missing, regular damage from off-road use, and it likely needs new tires. The tires don't look great, but I have a feeling they'd get you where you need to go.
I don't see there'd be
I
a problem.
wonder if you can buy these tires still. That's my only worry. I mean, they're surely an ag tire of some kind, but I don't know.
I would sure think so. He's got some close-up photos.
Maybe that's why he's selling it.
So
I mean,
these
they're-
are fascinating to me because it has a U-joint that runs right through the handlebars, and that's how it gets power to that front tire.
Yeah, there's a drive shaft thing
Mhm.
going through the gas tank.
I wonder how serious that steering angle is.
I don't know.
He's-
I'm certain these are a handful to drive. They don't go fast. They're popular with hunters. So imagine you drop an elk someplace scary, and then you just
I could not see 1,000-pound elk draped over
well,
the meat.
no, you're going to cut this thing into quarters,
Yeah.
strap it on, drive it out of the canyon. You know, you
Jeez.
can fit between trees and whatnot, and you're not supposed to, but that's a
Go
lot
around
better
the
than
fences.
packing an elk out.
Mhm.
So
I have only ever seen these in like old Russian videos.
yeah.
You know,
That's where I've seen them.
See,
Yeah.
I've always had this fantasy someday of having like one of those Earth Roamer RVs, you know, with like one of these strapped on the
just
back.
strapped to the back.
You know, me just doing mountain man stuff. Of course, in my mind, I'm not a fat old guy. I'm like a ripped one. But
Darwin says, can't imagine that would be hard to steer with fluid in the front tire.
That's what I'm saying.
That is a fact, bro. That is a fact. I think you'd be dropping that thing over constantly.
And
but
then
that's just
imagine
me.
having to pick it up once you drop it.
I've always wondered how you get the fluid out. You know what I mean?
Well, so let's talk about this for a second. In this second photo, it's a little bit closer up to, you can see that rear wheel. It looks to me like there is a fill spot up here and then a dump down at the bottom, because this one seems to be cut at an angle.
No, I get that there's a dump, but the idea was that you could put fuel in these always
Mhm.
was kind of what they alluded to.
But how are you going to get that out?
But you got to get
into
it
the
out.
tank?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I no one ever said that. I'm wondering if you just lay it on its actual side and then have a little can and then kind of siphon it. I don't know. I don't know how you
Ivan, come here. Cup your hands.
I always assume some really big Russian dude just holds the whole
Hold
bike
on.
up.
Just
Lets
rips
it
the
run
wheel
down
off
into
and then
it.
shakes it over the tank
Yeah.
to get the last drop. It's good. We get all the gas.
So, I haven't seen one of these specifically, but I have seen one of the 2-wheel drive off-road bikes in the back of somebody's pickup before.
Really?
And they are monstrous. I mean, I remember when I saw it, I was just like, man, that is huge. They're much bigger
It's-
than you expect them to be.
It looks big, so
It'd probably be like riding a Harley Fat Boy, to be honest, except for you're up higher.
They look fun. They're not fast. You're not going to jump it, but you're going to climb over some gnarly stuff and then flip it over on yourself and die. And it looks like a great way to go.
I say we put that really popular snowmobile swap on it. Let's see what happens.
Bump her up to like 100 horsepower. No, I just want to putt around on this and kind of, drive through some mud and stuff. It would be fun.
It'd be pretty cool.
And these don't weigh very much. That's surprisingly, I shouldn't. They aren't
don't
as
weigh
heavy
very
as
much.
you think.
They don't weigh very much as long as you're not filling the wheels with gas.
So hear me out. We take that on the Gambler. We fill the wheels with fruit and vodka and Everclear and drive it all the way to the Gambler. And then when we get there, we just crack it open and have ourselves some jungle juice. I'm just throwing
full of jungle juice.
Just throwing it out there.
Dude, just imagine we build like have you ever seen like those ramps that they like park cars on?
Yep.
We just pull this up on one of those and we have like a keg spout that we screw into that and just like Gambler jungle juice. It's 112 degrees.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is genius. That's why we have you on the show. That makes me wow.
We want one.
Somebody get
now
Tate
it's a
Morgan
deal.
or whatever the Gambler guy's name is on the line.
And Christopher Scott Allen says, and puke like a mofo. Yeah.
Yes.
What are you even going to the Gambler for if it's not to puke?
Exactly.
Coy, as far as a bug out rig, like shit hits the fan rig, is this something that you would be able to rely on or no?
I think so. I mean, these are known for reliability. Like they're pretty good rigs.
Would this be a secondary rig or would this be the first thing you grab? And in this scenario, your wife and kids are already dead. I'm going to save you the embarrassment of trying to explain why you left your wife and kids.
I'm one of these weird people that when people talk about bugging out, I'm like, so the apocalypse happens and you're going to go to the woods to starve to death? Good for you.
Right.
I will just be holed up in my house eating cans of soup and shooting you from the roof.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's me. So I don't even really, I'm not into bug outbreaks.
What are you going to do for me, Coy? Why do you think you had kids?
Why do you think I'm shooting you?
Yeah. Oh man, I joined this prepper group recently. This is totally off topic. Sorry. Here, we'll just go ahead and finish this out. Overland is fuck. So I joined this prepper group recently. There was a gal that made a post and she legit was like, we were trying to run a bug out drill and my two kids just will not get with the program. They're like 3 and 5. I'm just sitting here going, oh, lady, if you have to bug out away from your home when shit hits the fan, just listen, meat's fresher on the hoof. I understand that. But at a certain point, you're going to have to prioritize. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to survive? Do you want your children to survive? How is this going to work?
If you're into bugging out, I challenge you to just take your backpack and go to the woods for a couple weeks and let me know if you live. There are people that could do it. I am fairly good at that kind of stuff. I might be able to do it. I would not want to under any circumstance, and that will be my last resort. So enjoy dying cold and hungry.
Yeah, it's like, do I want to go to the woods if I can't stay at my home, or can I go to my neighbor's and take his home?
Sure.
I don't want to take his home. Just I'm going to drag one of the cows off at night. Like,
just explain to your children if they're about to get shot to death. Scream Wolverine. Wolverines. Look, man, we're running a little bit long today, but this oh my gosh, I'm already laughing. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad, boys. So our Smokin dealer, Smokin a Doob, it's something else, man. It is something else. This is a submission to the Horsepower Hour group.
Yes.
I actually should figure out who submitted it real quick. We were trying to figure out if this was even a real thing, and it is. McLaren Mustangs were a real thing, but they're nothing like what you're looking at here or are going to be looking at here. Let's just go ahead and pop it open, and then I will figure out who posted this because we have to give them credit. It is amazing. Smokin Deal or Smokin a Doobie. This week's Smokin a Deal, Smokin a Doobie is a 1987 Ford Mustang McLaren. Now, once again, to clarify, the Ford Mustang McLaren was a thing. It existed. But it did not look anything like this. Not even remotely close. Coy, Jake, tell me right off the bat, what do you think about the way this thing looks?
Honestly, it's kind of got. It doesn't look as horrible as it looks at first look. You know what I mean? It's got
so it grows on you.
You know, I start like holding my hand up and be like, well, if I took off that boat wing, like that wing looks like it's off a hydrofoil.
Oh, and you know what? I should have known. It's from Jim Clack.
Perfect.
Our resident Mustang guy.
I don't know if this is actually McLaren Mustang, though.
Goodness.
I mean, it's hideous, but like hold your hand up and be like, well, if I had a regular Ford bumper on that, but still had the wide body, you know, like if I had a big splitter, I put a GT wing, like legit wing on there. You know, I put some, like, this could look good at a track with some more stuff done here.
And for the record, I'm a huge fan of box flares on Fox bodies.
Me too.
That is not what this is.
No.
Well, they're boxy flares. They're not box flares.
Yeah, they're not box.
Dude, this fucking thing, it looks like it's out of the Total Recall movie.
Yeah, it looks like something that would be on like Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. Maybe I'm the odd one out here. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
No, you're not the odd one out.
Really?
I
feel like if it wasn't a convertible.
Okay. Hang on a second. We delete this wing on the rear, that funky wing, gone, right? And then just imagine this with race car graphics. You know, it's green and black, like a, you know, like Andy was saying earlier, like kind of a British racing green slash with some black, bunch of sponsorships, Castrol or something.
I would like it to have a hard top. I would prefer it if it was a hard top.
I always prefer a hard top as well, but it has a nice beastie roll bar in there. Like I can do this without that. Like this could look really cool as a track car.
I like the license plate. The license plate says "Too nice, huh?"
I like
you
that
seriously
he has
added "huh" at the end. Too nice, huh?
I like that he has it parked at his house next to a side by side in town.
Yeah.
Oh man,
we were
bumper.
commenting. Do these even look like Mustang headlights to you?
No, they look like SN92 headlights.
For me, they look like
no.
That's what I said at first, and then I went with DA Integra lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this might be the front end of a Thunderbird, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was not SN92. I was thinking Thunderbird.
Are those fog lights where the license plate would go? Is that what's going on there?
I think so. Yeah, I think
those are those twin electric turbos they threw in there in the aftermarket.
So, and then the price of this.
So this Bad Mama Jamma is $10,000.
So, I mean, Fox body prices are going up.
I literally just got to chill. He said that. No.
Fox body prices are going up. So, I mean, just imagine what a regular Fox body costs. Do we have mileage or anything on this?
Yeah, we're going to get there. I'm just pulling up a quick photo of a Thunderbird. Yeah.
Yep. Those are Thunderbird
stuff.
That is a Thunderbird front end and a Thunderbird, maybe even a Thunderbird hood.
It for sure is a Thunderbird.
Oh, yeah.
Hood.
Oh, yeah.
So the seller's description is very short. I'm selling a nice one-of-a-kind Mustang McLaren. Runs really good, all stock, 22,000 original miles. Yes, 22,000 miles. Car runs good, needs a little TLC to be complete. Come drive it home. Looking to trade for a camper and cash. Send pics of what you have, asking $10,000. Short, succinct, to the point.
Now, I'm just going to go this out there and follow me. If this was any other just stock Mustang GT50 with 22,000 miles, would you think $10,000 was crazy?
No, not at all.
Even a little.
Not even a bit. But there's such like a plethora of things on there that aren't what it is,
right.
And it makes me question it. I need paperwork, proven paperwork in my hand that says, okay, this is what this is.
Okay. But to Coy's point, if it were just being advertised as a regular Mustang 5.0, would you need all of that?
Yeah, because I don't know what they did to this.
Dude,
did they hack out panels?
Yeah, but I can get another set of Mustang fenders for God knows how cheap. Mustang hood, like it's going to need new paint. We just bought you a
Mustang floor pan for $100.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I mean? So like you could turn this back to a regular Mustang.
But for cheap. But why would you spend $10,000?
Because for one with
And
22,000 miles, you couldn't buy one. You can buy one that's nicer, but not one with $22,000.
And I am going to point out these are not the original Mustang race buckets. I mean, they have the cutouts for harnesses.
Yeah.
They have the bolster for behind your knees. So I mean, these do have the racy seats. It is a manual transmission, which is getting harder to find in these cars.
It is a convertible,
T5.
and I'm guessing, but I don't know that convertible top is tan.
He's really flexing here. Look at this. He's got a Cub Cadet Zero radius.
I saw that. It's actually a nice mower.
Yeah. It is. That's a $4,000 mower.
Yeah.
This dude's got some money.
So the fact that this has what I can only assume is a tan.
Oh my
top,
Lord. Look at how far that bumper sticks out.
No, it's disgusting.
Goodness.
That is hilarious. There are cartoons from the 80s that I was addicted to.
Yes.
That have this kind of styling.
This
I
is
was
very,
I
very
feel
Mach 5 looking.
Yeah, Mach 5. I was thinking maybe a little bit of Magnum in there, something of a bad guy in Magnum would drive.
Maybe.
This is an FAUX faux body.
Look, this thing is a lot of things. I don't know that it's overpriced.
Overpriced, I don't think it is. There is some serious late 80s, early 90s nostalgia going on with this whole thing.
The fact that it only has 22,000 miles, and I don't know anything about McLaren Mustang stuff. If that's legit, then that's pretty cool. I mean, it's got to have some kind of collector value.
Well, think back to the McLaren branded Chrysler cars. I think there was a McLaren Cadillac. I mean, they did some real stupid shit where it said McLaren on it, but it was still just a front wheel drive shit box.
Yeah.
So, at least McLaren, when it's put on this, is a semi-performance vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's got 5.0 in it. Yeah.
We can only assume.
I hope. It doesn't say technically, but
it could have the 2.3 turbo.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know it doesn't.
This is hideous, and I would never buy it.
No.
I can't say it's a Doob.
Yeah. For what it is, the mileage on it being what it is.
Jesus Christ, I cannot get the Integra out of my head. That looks like a 1990 Integra from the front so bad. Like the JDM crappy
with the horrible body.
Yeah,
with
like
the terrible
horrible mid-90s. Like I'm
that like doesn't even it's not even the right one for the car. They just kind of cut it and put it on
I
there.
wish somebody would park one beside it and take pictures.
I don't know. I'm in the middle. It could. The 22,000 miles is what's really sticking out in my head.
I kind of think I'm leaning to deal side on this.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, if I were in the market for a Fox body and I had the money to spend, I think I would be into this one just purely for the nostalgia factor. Is it good looking? No. The paint's bad.
You'd pull the trigger on that.
I would for 10K if I were in the market. I think I would pull the trigger on this.
There's going to be some room to wiggle, so you're going to get them down to 9, probably.
Well, 8,000 maybe.
Yeah.
It's a convertible, which I don't care for in Mustangs. It's already got a half bar in there. You take that to your fabricator and you have them turn that into a full cage. We delete that soft top. We gut these seats. We throw some paint on here. Just make it like a nice Mustang red. Slam this thing on the ground, splitter, a real wing, big carbon fiber, 3D wing, suspension, and take the thing to track. And people are gonna be like, "What is that?" You're just gonna be.
It's got the wheel arches for some serious rubber.
Yes,
10 inches all the way around.
Oh man, that side profile. I'm still every time we hit that, I'm just like, holy shit. Chris's comment about puke like a mofo is still up there, and yeah, I'm looking at this going, yeah.
I'm not gonna say deal, but I'm just gonna say this is not a bad deal. Like it's not a deal because I wouldn't buy this.
What do you think, Jake?
I'm with Coy. I wouldn't buy it because I think it's hideous, but I do like the fact that it's so unique, and if you put money into it and take it to the track and treat it like a track car, it would be very unique.
So we're going to do this two different ways because we've had some confusion with the Smokin dealer Smokin a Doob recently. I'm going to highlight Scott Hart last week. I said, how much would you pay for it? And he was like, nothing. And then we argued about it. And then I was like, well, okay, how much do you think someone would pay for it? And then I got some real answers out of him. So we're going to go both ways. How much do you think someone's going to pay for this? And how much would you personally, like, what price is so low that you would just be like, fuck, I got to get it?
Honestly, if that was, I don't know.
Can I speak for you, Jake?
No.
I feel like you would get this and LS swap it just to be like, look, this is a McLaren Mustang that's hideous, and then I put a Chevy motor in it. Booyah. Like,
just to stab them with the knife and then twist it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd get a big sticker on the front windshield that said why.
Yeah. Honestly, 5 I would buy it in a heartbeat.
Okay.
But for if you're a Mustang aficionado, you love Ford and you know what it is and you can tell and pick out, you know that it's like authentic. 10 sounds like it's a steal, especially for the miles. I mean, I only say 5 because I'm not a big Fox body guy. Sure. It's one of the few Mustang styles I like, but I'm not a big Ford guy. But for $5,000 for what that is, definitely I would pull the trigger on it.
What about you, Coy?
Well, first of all, did anybody send this to Greg, our kind of resident friend of the show, Mustang guy?
Other Mustang no, guy? I didn't think about it, but I should have.
I am curious what his take on it is.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's hard for me to put a number on where I would buy this because I just almost wouldn't because it's just so out of my style. But
think of the miles,
the miles and everything. If I saw it and I'm like, I'm gonna buy this, I think it's cheap enough. I think I can flip it and make more money or something. I think that 4 to 5 Jake was saying is right there. Now, for a good deal for other people, honestly, if we can get it 1 penny less where it has a 9 in front of this, I think it's a smoking deal.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like, I just want to see it below 10, and I'm like, anything below 10, I feel like that's a deal.
4 digits and it's sold, I think.
Again, if I were in the market for a Fox body Mustang at 10, I would be looking real hard at this. Like, if I could say to the guy, hey, I'll give you 8, and he's like, I can't do 8. Let's do like 9.5. And I go, I'll give you 8.75. We settle at 9. I'll probably be taking this home. If this is just, I'm driving past my neighbor's house and he has this parked out front, and I'm like, I can't pass this up. It's too cheap for me to pass up. I think in the 3 range. If it was $3,000 and he was just like, please, someone take it off my hands.
Lower than us, huh?
Well, but I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not in the market for a Fox body Mustang. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not necessarily, I don't know. It's, you got to think about at what price can you just say, I can't pass this up. At $5,000, to be totally honest, I would pass it up. It'd be neat. I'd want to go and look at it. I want to meet the guy. I want to know more about it.
Well, but I'm going with 5 being that I go look at it and go, I can sell this for more. I have to do some research, but that's where I'm at with my 4 to 5 range.
All right. Fair enough.
But my keep it and turn it into a gambler number would be lower, but
well, of course. Yeah. But of course, as always, we don't know anything about this car. We don't know anything about Mustangs. And so if you guys have some knowledge about these that you want to drop on us, hit us in the comments. Let us know. Is it a deal? Is it a doob? Do you think that we're stupid and we need to go and buy this, or we're stupid and you would never touch it with a 10-foot pole?
Take my money.
Or wouldn't touch it with Coy's dick. One of the two. Let us know in the comments, and that is our smoking deal or smoking doob of the day.
Smoking deal or smoking a doobie.
Well, gentlemen, this has been an absolutely blast of an episode. I want to thank you so much for both being here. What's up?
We got to read some of the new reviews we got here.
All right, let's hear it.
So the first one is titled literally the best automotive podcast in the world.
Oh, snap.
And I would literally know, since I'm the host, I put that one on there.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Nice. Strange flex.
Killer Stang 68 says Andy and Coy bring their own brand of humor to car news, events, and happening. It is a ton of fun to listen, and the live stream allows you to join in and check it out.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, strange Killer Stang 68, whoever you may be. And then the newest one is TAFC-OR Engine Kid.
Okay.
So I don't know how to say that, but you know who you are. TAFC.
You got a fat dick either way. Thank you.
Cars, comedy, breaking news, and creaking wallets. Are you into automotive culture? This is for you. Do you have a pulse? Perfect. This will pump it, make it pump harder. Not just an import or drag racing podcast. These guys cover everything. Just in the chat and throw some knowledge on their table. Great show, guys. Keep it coming.
I love that.
I'm sorry, but as a review, that was a review of the ages.
Yeah, that
Sir,
was a good
madam,
review.
whoever you are, that was solid gold. Thank you. That was
Nicely
great.
done. Hey, we do have a review that just came in on our Facebook, by the way, facebook.com/the horsepower hour from Samuel Warner. Great show with solid content. The guys are awesome. We appreciate that from you, Samuel.
Thank you, Samuel.
These guys are awesome. And really, the listeners, it's the only thing that keeps us going with this. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you for the reviews that we've got. Please keep them coming. If you've been thinking about leaving a review, consider this a challenge.
Yeah.
Leave a better or worse or funnier review.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind a review that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even
They're
if you
good.
give me 1 star, I'm okay with that.
And if you're out there on YouTube, hit that subscribe button for us, please.
We're not going to go through because most channels on YouTube are like, oh, and hit that little bell and everything, blah, blah, blah. We're not big enough to need all of that. Just hit the subscribe. You may see it, you may not, but we are glad that you're here and we're glad that you're enjoying our content. We thank you for that. And gentlemen, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you very much. It's been an awesome birthday stream.
Yes,
we're rolling into another year. Hopefully this one is not as shitty as the last 37. But thank you, Coy, for being here. Jake, thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
All you guys out there, thank you for tuning in. Once again, thank you for telling a friend about the show. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for those reviews. We do appreciate that. So catch us next time. And for Jake and Coy Forticus and Masterson, Junior Senior Esquire, Duke of Earl Grey, this is Andy. We will see you next time.